place on the planet really exists? It sure does. It's here in Bali. This is going to be the most extensive guide to Bali out there, talking about where to stay, what to do, what to eat, and much more. So let's go. One of the best day trips you can do from Bali is to Nusa Penida. We are outside of it right now, and this is like a full experience. We're starting the day swimming with manta rays.
Nusa Penida is a relatively underdeveloped island southeast of mainland Bali and has some of the most photogenic sites in Bali.
We're doing a 3-hour land tour of Nusa Penida. This was included in the day trip, and we're at the most famous point of it. You've seen it on Instagram. We're going to be walking along. It's like called T-Rex, essentially, I believe, is the really famous shot. I'm so like careful about how I'm walking here because I feel like if I literally take one step or trip slightly, I'm gonna fall and like die. It's so jagged. Like, look at this. Look at this jagged rock. Oh no. Ah, ah, ah. So these are the Angel Billabong pools, and these ones is where you can swim, but not today because the waves are too much. One of the things I wanted to note is that the waves sometimes come all the way up here. And just for reference, the cliffs are like 50 feet high. So can you imagine if the water came all the way up here? Here we have a warning sign saying all activities at your own risk. And you wanna know why? Because this is the photo op everyone's lining up for. And it is a straight drop down. So this is the most famous site in Nusa Penida. Some people call it T-Rex, and some people call it Kling Kling, meaning pinky finger. That's what the locals call it because it looks like a pinky finger curved. And it is like a postcard in real life. Absolutely beautiful. You have gorgeous views on either side. But the one thing that's not gorgeous is these lines. Look at the lines to get photos. That is an Instagram versus reality for you right there. You see all the pictures, but this is actually what you have to wait in.
I highly recommend taking a day tour so that you can explore all this amazing island has to offer. All of the experiences I'm showing in this video, including this one, are bookable on Get Your Guide via the links in my video description. I used them throughout our whole trip, and their easy-to-use app with tons of cool bookable travel experiences made exploring Bali a blast. I highly recommend downloading the app before your next trip because they cover experiences all over the world.
I'm here at Kretja in Ubud. Now, this is a great spot for the day. It has a 3-tiered level pool. I've never seen anything like this, overlooking the rice terraces, and you can do a lot here. So there's like swings, they have restaurants, they have bars, you can enjoy the pool for the day, and the whole experience is 50,000 rupiah, that's it. Now we're in the swing section. They have all different types of swings and all different types of Instagrammable moments. You have the baskets, you have the nests, you have the dual swings, you have the single swings, you have literally everything you could ever imagine, plus statues and caves and walks through the rice fields. It's like everything in Bali in one. It's pretty amazing how they did this. Completely artificial, worth noting. So there are many different options here for what you want to swing. You pay separately for all of these, and they all cost between 175 to 325. Onika, how do you get a good shot with?
So if you are attempting to get a shot on the swing, you need to make sure that you have a contrasting color. So the backdrop is green. We're not gonna wear green. We're gonna wear red. We're going to wear yellow. We're going to wear orange. Anything where we get that vibrant pop of color so we get maximum likes on the gram.
Hey, that's how you do it. Thank you. It's worth noting Onika's reaction to swing heaven. So let's insert that.
Oh man, up a step.
One more!
Oh man. Oh my god.
Horrific. I'm afraid of heights.
Starting with the Instagrammable moments. First stop for doing these swings is you gotta get harnessed up. So you actually have like a lot of different layers of harness here. It looks like when they actually do the swing, you're super safe, which is good since it's like a 100-foot drop.
Great experience. I thought it was gonna be higher than what they advertised, but it was great. It was great. It was relaxing. It wasn't scary at all. At first I was scared because it is really high, but then once I was swinging, it was relaxing.
Kretya Ubud is an absolute must-do with great drinks, food, views, and Instagrammable moments. Seriously, you can't beat this combo. For those with an appetite for adventure, you need to try whitewater rafting.
Let's do this!
This day trip had stunning landscapes, carved sculpture in rocks, waterfalls, and whitewater rapid thrills on the Anyang River, which is the longest river in the island of Bali.
And now we have a stop for beer. What? This is great. Cheers, Louie. This is like one of the best, I would say this is the best whitewater rafting that I've done. Oh my! Don't die. Okay, on top of this whole experience being literally $23, let's let that sink in for a moment, everyone. $23. They also give you lunch. It's a buffet lunch, and you can get a beer with it if you want. That will be extra, but this is $50,000. Overall, amazing experience. You gotta do it. It's the best whitewater rafting I've ever done, and so unique. So do it if you're here in Bali. Where do you stay while you're here in Bali? Well, it really depends on the area you're in. I'm here in Ubud, and this spot is called Hanging Gardens of Bali, and it is literally a jungle villa. What I love about this spot is we have the traditional Balinese architecture paired with jungle vibes. We literally have seen monkeys outside already.
Hey, monkey!
There's a monkey there? Wow, it's right on our freaking terrace. Louis, this monkey is not scared by you at all.
I haven't worked out in a while.
The interior has this king-size bed. We have a mosquito net around it. The bathroom though, look at this. This is a handmade terracotta bathtub. Super big, super deep. One of the most amazing experiences you can do here at Hanging Gardens is this. It is a floating breakfast, and it is ridiculous and excessive and necessary in every single way. I mean, listen, where else are you gonna have a breakfast like this? And then look out to these gorgeous views. I mean, it is truly the best way to start the day.
Louis, what do you think of this?
I think this is great because you don't even need napkins. All you have to do is go like this. At first glance, it seems like it's impractical because it is. But honestly, it's kind of cool to do. I know it seems ridiculous to do, but it's kind of cool to do. I'm kind of fully embracing this.
Another great option that's more budget friendly is Nandini Jungle Resort.
Nandini Jungle Resort and Spa is a dramatic hideaway nestled in the heart of the Panyang rainforest. To start off our stay, we're going to be doing a Balinese blessing right here by their temple. It's refreshing.
The blessing aims to give you positive energy, safety, and joyness. 1, 2, 3.
The real selling point of this spot is the fact that you have this beautiful terrace that looks out to the valley, and there's also a fabulous pool down there. They have a lot of activities here that are complimentary and included in your rate, including yoga at sunset, you have afternoon tea.
Only 2% of Indonesia is Hindu, and the majority is in Bali, which means that there are gorgeous temples to visit here. These are 3 that you can't miss. For a truly unique experience, visit the Uluwatu Temple.
Uluwatu is a very special region because it has these giant cliffs overlooking the ocean. These cliffs are like 100 feet high, probably even higher. There are a bunch of monkeys around this temple, and they will take your stuff. So I definitely recommend holding on to it carefully. I'm a little nervous about them grabbing the camera. And this monkey took someone's glasses. Looks like we have another pair of glasses that was taken and destroyed by a monkey right here. When you come here, it's not just about seeing the beautiful temple and learning the history, since it is the most important temple in Bali, but it's also about going to the traditional Kecek dance.
This show is timed with sunset, so you can enjoy an all-around breathtaking view during your time in Uluwatu.
We're here at Goa Gajah. This was built in the 11th century, so it's about 1,000 years old. So when we arrived, they told us we had to wear sarongs, which is understandable. They supply you with them for free, which is pretty nice.
Goa Gaja is a significant Hindu archaeological site. It is locally known as the Elephant Cave because of its close proximity to the Elephant River.
This is a cave. This is actually completely man-made. They carved this out of rock over 1,000 years ago. A little spooky. Okay, so people come to pray in here, of course. You have the altar with the traditional Balinese flowers. Wait, there's an elephant over here. See, this might be what they're referring to. I mean, this is an elephant, right? Would you call that? I would call that an elephant.
This is a little scary because I'm not encouraging you to touch the walls, but if you were to touch them, it's literally just soil.
What?
So yeah, I mean it's very compressed soil. Perhaps it's not like stone or anything. So I feel like if you wanted to continue carving this, you probably could.
Tirtha and Pool was founded in 926 AD and is said to be a sacred temple with several holy springs that have been created by the god Indira and believed to be blessed water that could purify those who bathe here.
But one thing I want to point out, it's very important that you follow these rules, okay? So women, we need to cover completely. So I brought just a little cover up here. And for men and women with long hair, you have to pull your hair up. It's very specific. Okay? And don't climb on the holy buildings, although I feel like they shouldn't even have to say that. Come on, you guys. As you can see behind me, it's extremely crowded here, and that's because this is probably one of the most touristy temples that are in Bali, and you have so many people coming here. And in a lot of ways, sometimes it makes me sad because it kind of turns everything into like an Instagram moment, and I don't know if people are really appreciating what they're seeing. I mean, you have lines for every single gate. Like every gate, there are lines to take Instagram photos.
Our favorite part of this temple was the koi pond, so we took Bella over there to see the hundreds of golden fish.
There's more than I've ever seen in my life, all in one place. Can you feed them?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Belle. Oh my gosh, Belle. Whoa.
In many ways, Bali is the land of waterfalls. There are hundreds to visit on this beautiful island. There are a few that I think you absolutely must go to, starting with this one.
Well hidden between rocks, Tuku Chepung waterfall is by far the most magical and photogenic waterfall in Bali. The waterfall cascades through a cave opening and is lit by shafts of sunlight, making it picture perfect.
This is so intense. You constantly have all this water hitting you. So loud, so beautiful. It's one of the most unique waterfalls I've ever seen in my life. And you can actually kind of see like rainbows from the mist. It's gorgeous. This is Kanto Lambo waterfall, and as you can see, another gorgeous one. This one has multiple levels that cascade down it. It costs about 20,000 Indonesian rupiah to get here, and it's a short hike down. But this one's actually really great for swimming, though there are rocks, so I do recommend you bring like some type of water shoe of some kind. I mean, we had a lot of fun here. Like, this spot is so fun. Bella's loving it.
Oh no, Bella, what happened? Can you stand up, please? Bella, what happened? Did you dig in the dirt?
If you just tilt the camera a little bit this way, it's quite busy.
Kanto Lambo waterfall is in Gianyar, Bali. Now, this may not be one of the best known waterfalls in Indonesia, but it is a perfect day trip from Ubud. This region is hidden away in Bali's jungle. It's scenic and absolutely stunning.
Bali has some of the best coffee in the world, so we're here at Santi Coffee Plantation, and we're gonna do a coffee tasting. But they have a very unique coffee here that you only can see in certain parts of the world. That is a coffee that is produced from an animal that poops it out, and then they clean up the beans and make it into coffee. This is the Lawak poop with the coffee bean in it. And then this is after they wash it and clean it. And this is regular coffee bean, so you can see the difference. He said that it could cost around $20 just for 1 cup of this coffee. But luckily we get to try it here for not $20. I think it's around $3. This is pretty amazing. They actually give you 12 samplers of local coffee and tea that they grow here, all different types. I mean, everything from cocoa, coffee to avocado coffee to lemongrass tea, ginger tea, and this is all complimentary. But if you want to try the luwak coffee, which is really the thing that you want to do, right? Because anywhere else on this planet, it's so expensive, it's so special, and it comes here from Indonesia. So you might as well have it while you're here. So this is the luwak coffee. The farmers go through the forest to find wild luwak poop, essentially, because it's more tasty. Then they roast it by hand after they get the beans out, and they clean the beans, and then they crush it into powder. Oh, and here you go, the lighter, which Bella took. So now you're going to, okay, I see. So you're boiling the water this way, and this looks much more complicated than the coffee machines that I'm used to. Full disclosure, I do not like coffee, so that's an important detail, but Louis drinks coffee every day, and he's gonna taste this after me. To me, this just tastes like coffee, which I don't like. So I feel like I'm not a good person to try this, but Louis, can you please try this and explain it?
Aroma. To me, it smells like a regular coffee. I don't know if the outside, the environment, the beautiful environment we're in, kind of like affects the way that this aroma is coming out, but it kind of smells kind of like earthy. Definitely tastes like like very different than like a regular coffee if you really think about it, and if you're really using all your senses. So if you try really hard, you could definitely tell that there's like some sort of difference in it. But it's a good tasting coffee, I think. For me, it's a little more astringent than other coffees, like a black coffee you would have. But I think overall it's pretty balanced. I don't like it with sugar or anything, so for me this is like a perfect cup of coffee, honestly.
Bali has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and two of my favorites is this one. This is Pantai Barawa Beach. This is in Canggu. And then the other one is Badang Badang Beach, which is in Uluwatu, known for their cliffs. That one was actually in Eat, Pray, Love, which is pretty cool. But they're all like a little special in different ways.
Pantai Barawa Beach has larger waves, which is great for surfing, and has a ton of restaurants, bars, and even clubs. Fins is a great option if you are in this area. It's one of the world's largest day clubs, has live DJs, epic sunset views, a pool, and tons of areas to relax. Plus, their drinks are huge. Padang Padang Beach is much more peaceful and features amazing cliffs which you can jump from if you'd like. It is great for kids because the water is very calm, and they also have surfing here, but it seems like surfing is better in Canggu. These are two important tips you need to know: the parts of Bali to stay in and how to get around.
Bali's a pretty big island, so I wanted to stay in my two favorite places, and I recommend you stay in these same spots. They are Ubud, which is in the center of the island, more jungle vibes, and Canggu. So you get a little bit of jungle and a little bit of beach in Canggu. Transportation is super cheap here, so I recommend using Grab to get around. You can also do a motorbike or a private car. Both options are extremely budget friendly. For example, a private driver for 8 hours is literally about $30. Are you obsessed with Bali like me yet? Well, if you are, check out my next video where I stayed in the world's #1 resort here, right here. Oh, water.